Let's talk about what happens during a hypnotherapy consultation with me. There is no obligation, first off, to go ahead with sessions. If the word consultation sounds like a sales pitch, that's not what I'm doing. There's no pressure, there's no upselling. I don't strong arm anybody into doing hypnosis with me. To me, it's an opportunity for us to get together, have a chat, and see if it feels like a fit for us to work together. That's it. Just a conversation. The free consultation is just an opportunity for us to connect. So we hop on Zoom. I make myself available to you no matter where you are in the world by doing my sessions through Zoom. And I'm going to ask you a lot of questions about what's up for you, what brings you to see me, what are your goals, what motivates you to achieve them, what are the challenges, obstacles, and struggles along the way. And I'm listening not just for what you're saying to me, but for the language you use that I might be able to incorporate into our sessions, or any relevant history that we may need to address. Now, why do I address any relevant history? My approach to hypnosis is not just about putting you into hypnosis and suggesting away your symptoms. That's not effective. Let's say, for example, that you're struggling with sleep. You have a really difficult time getting to sleep. You wake up frequently over the course of the night. You feel like you're hypervigilant at night. If I just put you in hypnosis and say, you get great sleep, you sleep through the night, you get deep sound sleep, but your subconscious thinks there's some need for you to be hypervigilant, that's not going to work. Your subconscious is going to win. It is stronger than me. So what I want to do is identify why you're hypervigilant at night. That might come through our consultation conversation, or that might come through the work that we do in hypnosis. So I'm going to be asking you questions about where the pattern started for you, what you think triggered it, any theories that you might have that we may need to address. But I'm also prompting your subconscious when we get into hypnosis together for any additional information that might be helpful for me to sort out what's going on with you. And so I'm not just putting you into hypnosis and saying you get great sleep. Why not? Because you're listening to me in hypnosis and your thoughts are taken in just like hypnotic suggestions. So if I'm saying you get great sleep and you're thinking, no, I don't, my sleep sucks, you're taking that in as a hypnotic suggestion and it basically neutralizes what I'm saying to you. So it's way more effective for me to understand the reason why you're not sleeping and then to create sort of a counter argument that addresses that situation in hypnosis. Let's say you had some sort of trauma when you were asleep when you were a kid. I want to ask you some questions about that event. I want to find out what happened. And I especially want to know things like, are you safe now? How have you processed this now? Sometimes the subconscious needs to hear that it's safe for you to sleep, that whatever happened is behind you now, you made it through it. When I take that approach, convince your subconscious that you're safe, sleep comes easily. And so I'm looking for the cause of your symptoms, and that's done both during our consultation and during hypnosis. Now, I do want to say here that I don't take you back to relive anything. If there was some trauma that happened when you were sleeping as a kid a bunch of years ago, I'm not going to go back into that experience and make you relive it. To me, there is no value in that. I'm more looking at what can we tell your subconscious about that experience, how you've processed it, who you are, and where you are in life now. Your subconscious is out to protect you. That's its number one function. So if something happens when you're a kid that causes you to feel unsafe, it can kick on the fight-flight response. And because it has no concept of the passage of time, your subconscious is not the logical thinking part of your mind. Once that fight-flight response gets kicked on, it can stay on, even if it's not useful. So the approach I take in hypnosis is very much a cognitive behavioral therapy approach, but done in hypnosis. So the idea is that there are events in our lives that cause us to form beliefs, and because of those beliefs, we develop symptoms. So if the event was you had some traumatic thing occur when you were a child when you were in bed, that could lead to a belief that I'm not safe, which could lead to symptoms of hypervigilance, sleeping light, sleeping with one ear open, waiting for something bad to happen. Now again, if I just put you in hypnosis and say you get great sleep without addressing the belief that you're not safe to sleep, your subconscious is not going to listen to me. So I'm going after the belief. I want to change that belief from I'm not safe to sleep to I'm safe. When I change that belief, any symptom that was linked to the original belief starts to change as well. And so this is why I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions during our consultation. Where did the symptoms start for you? What was going on in your life at the time? What do you think is responsible for this symptom? And then I'm going to address what you've given me when we get into hypnosis, again, without you having to relive anything. If this sounds good to you, come and have a chat with me. Let's start with that free consultation. Now, I will say that I don't take on everybody who comes to see me for a consultation. I want to make sure during our discussion that you are motivated, that you really want to achieve your goal. Every now and then I get somebody who's sent to me by their spouse or their parent or their doctor because they think they should change, but they really don't want to achieve their goal. So you have to be motivated. To work with me, you also have to be willing to explore whatever the therapy directs us to explore. You have to be willing to look for those root causes. So I don't work with clients who put a lot of barriers up. If somebody says to me, I want you to help me with my sleep, but we're not going to discuss my childhood, my dad is off limits, and I'm not discussing anything that's happened since, before last week, well, your sleep problems might be related to something that happened back then. So I don't work with people who are very rigid about what they're willing to explore. And so as long as you're willing to explore whatever the therapy directs us to explore, willing to look at those root causes, and motivated to achieve your goal, I would love to work with you. So come and set up your free consultation, and thank you so much for checking out this video. Bye-bye.